In this video, you will learn all you need to know about business analyst roles and responsibilities in just 5 minutes. Let's jump right into the content. Before we answer the question which roles there are and responsibilities, let's for now answer the first question: what is business analysis? Based on the business analysis body of knowledge by the IIBA, business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to stakeholders. That's the basic definition of business analysis. So a super easy example would be, let's say, okay, there is a heavy rain outside and you don't want to become wet when you go outside. So that's the need, right? You don't want to become wet. You want to stay dry. And the idea is, okay, which change do we need to do and which solutions can we recommend to fulfill this need? And one solution could be the umbrella or the raincoat. And with this, we have basically identified a need, and by recommending a solution, we have enabled the change so the need is fulfilled. That's a very practical and easy example to understand what this really means, this definition. But now let's jump a bit more into business analysis in organizations. So I'm just drawing up a chart now, a diagram. Basically, every organization these days mainly consists of a business side and an IT side. And for example, in the business side, on the very left, you have the business users, so people who are using your applications to generate money. For example, for insurances, this could be the salesperson who's on the very left, who's bringing in the money, so the user of your application. On the other side, on the right spectrum, you will have people in IT, like people who are focused on the hardware or infrastructure, or software developers who are coding in Java, C, or whatever language. These are the two extremes. And now we have a beautiful midfield in between these two extremes, which is the business analysis spectrum. The business analysis body of knowledge book, as I have mentioned before, is describing different roles which are basically acting as business analysts. For example, the systems analyst, process analyst, and the product owner, and many more. I have drawn these roles also into this diagram here. As you can see on the right hand side, the systems analyst and the process analyst or process modeler is more IT related, and roles which are more on the IT side, most often in job descriptions, are called IT business analyst or requirements engineer. Maybe you have seen this different job title in job descriptions before. And mainly what people on the IT side are doing is they are translating requirements into IT language, or basically, how do we need things? On the other side, on the left side, these roles, which are on this side of the spectrum, are mainly called business analysts, the traditional wording of business analysts. And one example here could be a product owner. So now it depends on the product you're owning. If it's a very technical product, then maybe the product owner role could shift more towards the right side of the spectrum. But mainly if you have a product which is for users who are making the sales, something like this with a graphical user interface, the product owner role is more something like this here on the left side of the spectrum. And what is the task for business analysts on the left side? Here it is all about talking to end users, gathering the needs, having more of a business focus, and they're not using IT terms yet because they're just talking to the stakeholders, talking to the people. And the questions here, the main ones are, what do we need and why do we need it? Do we really need it? So now, after understanding which roles are there for business analysts, I want to talk about more the concrete responsibilities of these roles. Like I've mentioned at the beginning, per definition, the responsibility of business analysts is to define needs and to provide solutions. And now let's compare these responsibilities for two concrete roles for the product owner and the systems analyst. The product owner, as you might know in the Agile methodology, is more focused on the users and is therefore interested in gathering needs in user requirement form, right? So the product owner would write his user stories and define the needs the user has. Also, the product owner is shaping a little bit the solution by providing acceptance criteria. Then on the other hand, we have the systems analyst who's not that much into users, but more into systems, and hence therefore also more into system requirements. The system analyst wants to figure out, okay, what is the need of the systems so that the user requirements, which is coming from the product owner, can be implemented, right? So if there's a change from the user, how do the systems have to behave after this? Which systems have to change in which way? That's the focus of the system analyst. So he's defining the needs for the systems and providing a solution there. So as you can see, system analysts and product owners both are business analysts because they are both defining needs and do provide solutions.